Welcome back. We're here to cover the divine masculine energy. For those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium, astrologer, and spiritual coach. Now, this is a very interesting read, and I've just completed the divine feminine. So if you haven't seen the divine feminine read, go through and have a look at it, because there does feel almost like in this yin and yang effect that both of you are mirroring a deep change, and that is potentially because we're kind of in that middle point between two eclipses. A, we had the Pisces eclipse. B, we are moving into the frequency of the next eclipse, which is happening very soon into the month, where it is going to be in the house of Libra. Now, this is going to signify where it comes to our connections, where it comes to our inner truth in the yin and yang, a desire to really honor the fact that we need balance, a desire to have a new kind of status in that situation. Spiritually, I do feel at the moment, especially from the crowning energy with divine masculine, it's really interesting that this has come through. Now, I'm noticing what this person really desires is peace and direction. And that was something really, making peace with the direction, making peace with the past. But what's in their mind is wanting to make peace, wanting to get from point A to point B. And I'm noticing the sun, it's rising. Really a strong strive and drive to know where they're going in life. There is a song that keeps coming back, and it's Remember. And I've forgotten the individual who sings it. If I do have 5, I'll try and put it down. It's an individual that is, I believe they are a European singer that is English descent. So I believe they live in England, and it's called Remember. I'll try and find it. But it's almost like a very spiritual frequency where this person has gone on a spiritual quest, a spiritual journey, having revelations. Their cards are really going through the complications similar to divine feminine. That's not to say it's remaining that way, because I feel it's within the difficulties in life that we actually have revelations of what is and isn't for us. And I do feel the divine masculine does want to actually... this positive message can be something of an outcome that is releasing them from shackles. It also can be a spiritual message they're having. For some, it could be they receive a message from the divine feminine, and it comes right at the right time. It's weird, though. I think this is coming through in their dream frequency, because as we look at the top row to the left, we have the past position, and this is the moon, okay? This is you actually entering into their dream state. This is a fresh revelation about the past. And it was really coming through in Divine Feminine's read that there were things you were looking at, needing to understand, where you're going from here and how you're directly feeling. And we notice in the heart of it, there is Moonlit Goddess. Okay. Repressed emotions, healing, and reflection. Divine masculine is doing the same as what divine feminine's doing. And that's very, very common in a twin flame path, that we can really be pondering and looking at our twin and saying, hey, they're not moving. Hey, I'm going through, we can even probably spot their problems before we spot ours, because we generally spiritually will be clearing energy as we're doing that. We'll have a frustrating kind of, we can have a frustrated demeanor about us when we're observing a circumstance in their life. And then suddenly, from a 3D point of view, we can go through assimilation, because we spiritually relating to that subject matter are detaching, and then simultaneously both of you go through the same thing. This is a clearing frequency. Whatever these hindrances are, be it it's a person, place, or thing, it's no longer attractive. It's something that's not resonating. It's something that you feel, I'm seeing the flame tree, really understanding who the connection is and who it's not, really burning that fire back in our lives. Divine masculine is not tempted by surface value things, not tempted by something that they feel is not their spiritual connection. For the right thing, Yes. For the wrong thing, no. This person can see the potential and the connection between the connection and the twin flame path. There is apprehension. They also know that you are very apprehensive due to the past. They're slowly understanding the pain body experience of what divine feminine has gone through in life. But also within their own inner feelings, they're also having revelations of that, and that's a very positive thing. So both individuals here, from the Venus attribute in life, caring for our body, money, wealth, love, feeling safe and protected, Mars and Cancer, there's apprehension here. So there could have been a pause needed due to Mercury retrograde in August, going shadow direct into September, having the eclipse, and Mars really activating action, okay? Pushing us forward. I did say until mid-month, we would not have direction right away. We would feel we knew where we were going, but not really understanding how to pull those obstacles down. And it's a little bit like a volcanic eruption. It's pushing us through like in a rebirth to create that. At the moment, divine masculine knows there are entanglements that need to be cut. And in doing such, it is what directly is going to clear the path for the connection. I feel as though this is a huge clearing in the heart space for their future moving forward. They're very focused on the future. There is a lot of passion they have for divine feminine. This card drops down to an 8 in the outcome card. This can be a very, and sometimes we can call that, the eights with the eighth house in astrology. It's the interconnection. It can be tax, debt, legacies, sex, inheritances, addictive tendencies, very Pluto in nature, things that need to change, things that need to transform. The entanglement, the joint, the binding. This spiritually also can be the infinity energy. So there is great attraction to this connection, but it's interesting because from the top row, the temptress energy and the flame tree linking to twin flame, they're both in reverse because they're observing it differently. They may have thought somebody was their deep, deep connection. And yeah, maybe at a point it was. But very different to a twin flame connection. That's not to say a twin flame connection is easy. It's not. But it doesn't remain that way either. Hard, that is. This temptation of where they've been is no longer tempting. It's no longer satisfying. The way in which they're resonating and relating to divine feminine, they also feel needs to change. It's required to change. It's needing to change. These deep emotions and shadow work and memories, they're consciously aware of this. For those of you in communication, I feel divine masculine's really having revelations that something needs to change. They also feel as though you are very guarded due to that. For some, it can be fed up. For some, it can be guarded. Really feeling out of sync, maybe because of some personal situations that you've also had going on. And also feeling maybe not heard because of those things that you've been going through. But making sacrifices to hear this person out, to understand, to be patient, to be loving. This can be for some of you a conversation about it. They also feel you haven't actually manipulated them. This came from a place maybe of frustration, maybe of attempting to, come in and have the courage. I'm getting a hit on one of these cards, and I'm trying to sense what they're trying to show me. This card of harmony is in reverse. It's in the sacrificial position. So obviously prior to this achievement, it's about doing it in a positive way. This card in the upright is power, self-confidence, and productivity. Okay? Again, the green, almost within the spiritual attitudes. I feel it's almost like having those hard conversations. I'm going to pull a clarify, because I get there could be a difficult conversation that needs to occur for this to be free. Okay, what is the situation, please, within the harmony in reversal? It's almost like they're a stunned mullet and they're like, yeah, I know. Yeah, something that is going to work better. It could be a very assertive standpoint. Drawing a line in the sand. Remembering their truth. It's almost like this is constant. I can't say haunting. It's just ever so clear to them. Ever so crystal clear what they need to do. Yeah, what they're committed to. It's like really being quite firm and closing karmic cycles here, especially relating to this temptress energy. Yeah, something is coming to an end. This can be an old karmic path. And sometimes it can be that this individual, especially from a channeled message point of view, if your direct situation is your twin is no longer in a karmic relationship, this can be shadow work. It can be closure points. You know, many times we can have a twin and they're not moving and we're like, well, they're single. I don't get it. I don't understand what the issue is. Here and there, popping in, popping out, having communication. It's because the person, even if the person isn't with them any longer, be it they left or the other did, the shadow work is there. Well, I'll be. Wow. They're actually looking at the past as quite immature. It's like, look, and you know, they may have met you at a time where they maybe had transitioned out of a connection. They're just really looking back to who they used to be. And there was a portal in their life that, you know, it was just and I've got to be very careful how I say this. It's a little bit like the youth that we look at and go, look, what, you know, we were just young. And I don't feel that is in relationship to the direct connection. I feel it's the maturity of where they were and why they related to circumstances that way. Maybe detached, quite aloof, you know, fancy free, having fun with friends. Maybe that was what they were desiring. I feel for some divine feminines feeling, okay, if this person exits stage to a karmic relationship, this is really what they're going to want to do. For some, maybe. But I feel this is more to do with an old situation. I feel it's a reflective energy looking back to the past, where they used to be versus where they are today. Okay, what do we need to know about this outcome? Any additional messages? Look, I feel there is going to be this huge breakthrough, okay? This huge breakthrough for these individuals of healing and closing the cycle. Yeah, this is because they feel some old situations, again, are not resonating with them. They're almost taking it as a dare because they feel divine feminine does not believe that the change transformation is possible. They do have some support here. This can be a conversation with additional energies. They also could have had some insight through maybe social media, something that you said, something that a friendship group has said, or gossip through the grapevine. This is actually motivating them. They're not going to let this get away. They want the divine feminine and they're going to do what they need to do. We will check in with this energy next week. It is looking incredibly positive. There does look to be a few challenges. However, I feel like there is going to be a massive breakthrough. And don't be surprised if you get communication. I'll see you next week. Otherwise, if you want the next edition, pop through and join our YouTube membership.